It probably will not surprise you to hear that, should Manchester United lose the FA Cup final, and should Liverpool win the Champions League, Gary Neville has a plan. We've got a charter booked for the 27th of May, the footballer turned pundit turned coach turned entrepreneur states. There will be 1 million flights booked out of Manchester to the forests of the Amazon where there's no Wi-Fi. We're out of here, we're gone. It'd be the season from hell. Safe to say he will not be cheering on his old rivals and neighbours when they take on Real Madrid and Kiev. Related articles. Previous one. The next Chelsea's Premier League finish will not affect FA Cup. Brighton manager Chris Hughton signs new deal until 2021. In my eyes it's the right decision. Rio Ferdinand believes. Manchester United favourites to sign England youth left back. Share this article. Share 898 shares. Let's just live in the hope that United win the FA Cup and our friend and boy Cristiano Ronaldo turns up, scores a lovely little hat trick, he adds. Liverpool have done brilliantly to get to a Champions League final. I just don't want them to win it. Neville is on good form. We are at Salford City, the club he part owns along with his class of 92 mates and the businessman Peter Lim. He has just unveiled new manager Graham Alexander, more of that later, who earlier has accurately described receiving a machine gun of information from his new boss since he agreed to take over at the newly promoted National League side days ago. Alexander is not wrong. The topic of United's much maligned style of football under Jose Mourinho and how it compares to the Sir Alex Ferguson era he was a key part of, comes up and the gun fires up again. Under David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho it's been suggested the football is not very good, Neville says. And every game that goes by Sir Alex Ferguson's football gets better and better, because you forget the bad games, the 1-0s, the horrible defeats. I think we've become a bit idealistic about what the football was at times under Sir Alex. I was there for a large part of it, 21 years, and saw every game. Yes, it was mesmerizing at times, but from 2003 to 2006 it wasn't good. I played in that team, it wasn't good. We weren't playing at a high level. We were pretty average. So you think about this 3-year period or so now, and what are you measuring against? Sir Alex's 1999 or the 2003-2006 period, when the football was pretty poor, and Jose Mourinho was at Chelsea and destroying us. What has not helped is that the noisy neighbours across town are louder than ever. A century of points and a title, delivered with breathtaking football, rub salt in the wounds. It is not lost on Neville, who describes this campaign as progression, not successes. I think what City have done this season, the way they've done it and the points difference, that's the pressure," he adds. That there's this almost complete, pure football being played at City and Manchester United play differently, but then Manchester United knew that when they appointed Jose Mourinho, and Manchester City knew it when they appointed Pep Guardiola. If this sounds like a defense of the Portuguese, it is because it is. Neville believes that should Mourinho win a first title since Ferguson's departure next year, he could claim victory in the new war with the old adversary. These two managers have been at Real Madrid and Barcelona and both won leagues there, he says. Ultimately, at the end of next season, if Pep wins another league, that will be a big problem over a 3-year period, but if Jose was to win the league next year, you could actually argue Jose has done the better job. Next season will be critical. From United to another ex-employer. Neville, who won 85 caps and served as assistant to Roy Hodgson for England's underwhelming 2014 World Cup and 2016 European Championship, is well placed to comment on why things have been so miserable for so long. Terry Venables told me in my first squad that he was told by Sir Bobby Charlton that playing for and managing England is tough, he says. Tough. You look at the managers over the last 20, 30 years and it's been hard work. Neville believes expectations can be unrealistic. Sven-Göran Eriksson would not be seen as a success, but he got to 3 quarter-finals. Top 8 in the world, top 8 in Europe, 3 times that could be seen as a success. It's probably where England are. It's being realistic, it's not being defeatist. You'd never say that as a player or a coach, but now I've finished being a player or a coach, I can say it. Looking back, was it unsuccessful, or was it where we were? It's where we were. That's par. What we never did was overachieve. To do that in Russia, England will need a big summer from Harry Kane, who suffered at the Euros. Neville thinks the mental scars will have healed. Top players get over it. If you think back to David Beckham in '98, he went on to play in many tournaments after and did well. Wayne Rooney in 2006. I think Harry Kane mentally is very strong. I've never seen him have a sustained up. They reckon he's been out of form the past 2 months. He's still scoring goals. He's a dream really. He's a great lad. I think he's the one player that England have got that would go into any other team and squad. Neville is adamant that England need all the likes of Kane, Dele Alli and co at their best, along with a little bit of luck. Then he makes an admission. I played in 2 World Cups and 3 European Championships and they was 2000, where physically and mentally I wasn't at my best, and it was a shocker for me. I was shocking. I was nowhere near it physically or mentally. 2000. Under Kevin Keegan, I was terrible for him. There are other admissions. Alexander replaces the managerial duo Anthony Johnson and Bernard Morley, under whose guidance Salford won 3 promotions in 4 seasons. It was coming for months and months, says Neville. They are 2 incredible characters who demand a lot. It's been like worlds colliding, knowing that this moment has been coming. People have suggested we always wanted to get rid. If we had wanted to do that, we'd have done it last year, when we didn't get promoted, or the year before. We don't make decisions like that. Those 2 managers have done an incredible job for this club. Neville believes the personality clash did not help. I was leading in the meeting last week. I knew it would be tense and wouldn't go particularly well. The type of blokes they are is the type of person I am. It just felt like we needed to jump off the roundabout. They didn't leave because they were asking for more, or because we wouldn't pay. It was more over principles on lengths of contract. It was coming. Was he tempted to take the reins himself? I will never manage this club, he says. What about Paul Scholes, who had talks over the Oldham Athletic post last year? If he was the absolute best person, we would appoint him, but we felt as though Graham was best person for job. We met with him, and I got comfortable straight away. One of the first tasks will be to find a permanent training ground for ex-Fleetwood and Scunthorpe manager Alexander to work on. A plan to redevelop a number of pitches at Turn Moss, in Stretford, collapsed in the face of protests from a number of residents, and a clearly deeply frustrated Neville has to take a breath before commenting. There is a deepening mistrust of the system in communities, and it comes from the very top, he says. All we ever wanted to do was put some decent pitches in. It's a loss for the community and for the local sports teams who are desperately disappointed. People will see it play out somewhere else. The campaigns or insults and accusations of profiteering hurled in Neville and the class of '92's direction. Does he ever wonder why he is doing it? Sometimes, he says. We don't take backhandos, we tell the truth. We could sit there and do nothing. Spout rubbish as we do on TV, write our nice words, go home, go to the gym, pick the kids up from school. We don't. We have decided to enter into a huge commitment to Salford City, the university in Trafford, development projects, hotels. We try and do things. This ground was grass banks. Look at it now. We've done this. We're not building a brand, we're building stadiums. It's not for a laugh. It's not funny. It's big money. Owning a club isn't something you do with the premise you'll make money. We've much invested Peter, Lim, every step of the way. We are proud of that. We are here, we are doing it. If it fails, but it'll be ourselves. We want to build communities, facilities, football clubs, academies, wonderful hotels. The machine gun finally draws silent. Related articles: previous one. The next Chelsea's poor Premier League finish will not affect FA Cup. Brighton manager Chris Hughton signs new deal until 2021. In my eyes it's the right decision. Rio Ferdinand believes. Manchester United favourites to sign England youth left back. Share this article. Share 898 shares.